Sharing the wealth. Okay, let's do it. Shall we begin? If we're to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from the monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. Nemu, you are to visit Akiali and Yildiman. Speak with Matsuya and his people. Listen to their grievances. And listen to their grievances, yes. Estinian, I bid you do the same at Palakistan. I will be conducting my own inquiries in the Giant Skull grounds. Okay. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Megaduta. Okay. Look, it's a Klee cosplayer. Cute. Oh, Nemu, I was so glad to see that you had returned unharmed. You finished with the boat then? Yep. Anything in the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose Khalsa's loss hit us the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. Aww. Yeah, Khalsa was... oh man. His death was so sad, honestly. Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Thavner, then you must try my special Amur Lassi. Oh my god, yeah, you're the guy who was selling it the first time we went here. What could such a wonder cost, you wonder? Normally I start with 3 bottles for a generous price of 19,800 gil, but for you, I am willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. I am not Estinian. I cannot believe that's an option. Why not? Estinian? Who is... Ugh! You're the one who was with that spear-trotting fellow. Well, you can hardly blame a man for trying, yeah. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. We might as well have that ugly tower back for a scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices. I tell you, if I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the streets. Oh. They're really struggling, financially. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger has passed, certainly. But no small merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than pitiful trickle. If Khalsa and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done. God rest his soul. God's rest his soul. You have spoken with the key local figures and gained an understanding of the populace's hardships. Rashana awaits of your report at Megaduta. Okay. It would seem my stint on Ritra's back did not go unnoticed. I couldn't take 2 steps before another Thavnarian was thanking me profusely for saving their home. Hey. Ah, my advisor's return. I've just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least. And there are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some smart cart or stall. That's true. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palakistan were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Yedimad. Yedilmad? Okay. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs, for the most part. Palakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold the full wagon of giant's gall to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far in between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavner has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so that we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Akiali in Yedemed? I think they suffered the most. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and storage of able-bodied sailors in Yedemed. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beasts sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over. So many lives lost. Aw, yeah. The kid. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome. But we will not. Nemu, Estinian, I will continue to consider the perspectives you've brought me, and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries? Yeah, functionaries. Let's go. Cutscene? Cutscene. Hey. Ooh!
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly.
Wow.
Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Khalsa's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
Dang.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
Yeah.
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Oh, you're asking me? I don't know. It takes a village! Taxes. Leaving them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. I don't know. I don't know if any of these is right. Takes a village.
Of course. We must all look out for one another. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
Hey, nice.
Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Oh, something with Khalsa seems appropriate.
A fitting candidate. Khalsa should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores.
Yeah.
Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Khalsa, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Murad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Yep.
Then let it be done.
Ah!
Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Khalsa Foundation.
Aw.
Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor.
That's good.
Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Giant popoto pancakes. Oh. Vritra is warming to his role as satrap. Clearly all those years behind the curtain were not spent napping. Yep. Thank you for putting forth in Khalsa's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. Yep. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asks that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Y'shtola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. Ah! I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahe once assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done. And I am curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, yeah. I guess he still has some hope. I hope so too.
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first. You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
Yeah, that which has the ironwork symbol on it. Yeah.
The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many voids Sent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Okay. Oh.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate.
This isn't...
The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact.
Okay.
Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
Oh, when you brought their souls to the other... Yeah. I see.
And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th.
Ah. Yikes. So when we killed them here, in the source, they just die? Back in their own world? That's... oh man.
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Damn, the animations though. It's so good. They've improved so much.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Okay.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
I think we've seen worse. I think.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
So much for taking it easy. Count me in. Well, count me in.
I had a feeling you might say that. Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands.
Oh.
That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Oh.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daimir was overseeing the project.
Daimir?
Daimir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
Oh.
A man-made void scent.
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daimir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
Oh, rip.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
Numenon. Right? Yeah. With Graha's favorite place to sneak around. Oh my god. Yeah, it is Numenon. With the... Yes. Yes.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Nice.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Khalsa Foundation.
Okay.
Let us be on our way as well.
You okay?
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Man. Oh, Varshan. Ritra. It's okay. We have everything under control, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. Hopefully everything will be okay. If we are to enter Numenon's restricted archives with a minimum of fuss, then we must secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member who broached the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind? What of Scholark Monteshane? He did come to Graha's defense during the inquiry as well, after all. Yeah. 'Tis settled. Let us head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. Oh! Oh! Alright, cool. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7, and labored under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the studium. Oh, so you were just Matoya's personal student, I see. An apprentice. Neither did Tancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louis Swa took him in off the streets, he was put under the care of another Archon. The Archon that was his master. There was a yellow quest that had me solve like 3 letters. Man. His was rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Should I wonder as well? Oh boy. Okay. Tea at the last stand after a day of lectures? Should I wonder as well? Oh, never mind me. 'Twas just an idle thought. Ah, visitors! And quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Scholar, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh ho! No furtive forays into the stacks this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety. Yet in all the wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb vaults of forbidden wisdom? Uh-oh. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House de Mayer has lain dormant in Charlene's archives for so many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void. That is, in fact, precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one. That I might keep my word to a distant friend. Oh. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. Man. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a gate or two if a grand revelation was a promised reward? Ha ha ha! Marvelous! Damn, Y'shtola. An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and the wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum's consideration. Thanks. Although, your petition would be better received if you have also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Who? Oh, Fortuno. Why, Master Fortuno, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly. There is no denying that having Master Fortuno on our side would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We will pay a visit to the Leveilleur estate and plead our case. One last thing before you go. I would consider a personal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void, okay? My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity... Oh. Of course, Scholar. We will sure to pass on any revelations. Nice. A House Leveilleur butler! Ah, Mistress Nemu, Mistress Y'shtola. How may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Fortuno. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the master is in residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Alright. Hello. Well, well. Ameliance would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of import to discuss? Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Montechain expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we will not attempt to circumvent the forum's authority again. Unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for a good reason, right? Yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister. Oh. She was his guardian and his friend. A selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. Oh. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. 'Tis no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones, and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Oh. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Oh, okay. Do not celebrate just yet. The forums must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldessian Annex. Okay. Okay. Yep, we gotta wait. Can I teleport? Oh no. Wait. Does it work? It does! You couldn't teleport before, I think. Ooh. So, what did the forum decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlian and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms, I might add, of the incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. Oh. Oh. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least we could do in return. Oh. That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I am sure you are aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Yeah. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor, and bid you good day. Oh. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising? Aye. But that very stoicism is exactly what Charlian needed to guide it through not one, but two exoduses. Yes, indeed. Nice. If I were 5 years younger, I'd cast aside my lectern and join you on your adventures in a heartbeat. Oh! You would have been a cool companion. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes. And now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be finding on House Demir's research notes, of course. But the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Oh boy. Restricted reading. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume. You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Oh, she's accompanying me again. Alright. Now that I know I can teleport. Let's go to right there. And then we'll just run over here. To think that the set of instructions I laughingly imagine may actually exist, but yalms away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Alzadal's the Third's exploits sooner, I could have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Nice. Index page. We have access to go down here now? Archon Stola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Naked flames? Naked flames? Oh? Yo. Oh my god. This music, man.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
It's like we're in a dungeon again. Great Google Library. I really love this arrangement. So many books I've yet to read. Yes, yes. We are here for one specific volume. You needn't remind me. Alright. Alright, let's go see any of these books. Yeah, let's go read it. Today, in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. Oh, she was so unlike her ravenous brethren. Eyes blazing not with hunger, but trembling, like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential, significant even. All that matters is the love I feel for this exquisite, transcendent being. That's not the volume I'm seeking, though. Weighty tome. Leather-bound log. Let's try that one. The following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by the Nuhashan, the 9th patriarch of House Demir. Oh, I found it! We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlene's studium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. Yep, that's the one. Have something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies. I flipped one, but a single book that was completely absorbed by the contents. Here you go. Well done, Emu. I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard.
Oh, that's the one from the freaking Crystal Tower. World of Darkness.
From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism.
Oh.
We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
I'll be honest, I don't know that much. Not really.
And still,
But clearly-
House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive.
I don't know, but clearly Nemu knows, so... Wow.
It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
Nice.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves. Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
You'll probably find out more next time. We got what we need. As much as I would love to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hannish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Yeah! Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nadana can. I say we return to Thavner and look for her in the great work. We can go back in here? Oh, damn. Nadana! Yep. Y'shtola tells me you are pursuing a most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the sisters! This is the mark of House Demir! I never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was? But that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hand? I can hardly wait to read it. Oh. To think that Demir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomus? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Working on the Demir project that had been even the redoubtable scholars of Shalien trembling in their sandals? No alchemist of the great wood could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask. What do you mean to do with this big-mouthed simulacrum once we've built it? So, there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty? Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atomus is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account of every single factor. Then by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we finish gathering the components I require. Components? Shalien's markets provided a new aquamarine and pure water crystals. Raw? Oh. But I need help obtaining the small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need go no further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill the flask at the pool, I will petition Vreechra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We meet back here anon. Okay. Nice. Oh, nice. Oh, Estinian is here? Nice. Do you have that flask for me? Yes. This should suffice. Thank you, Nemu. Hey, thank you. Oh boy. Look who I came across. Estinian seemed in need of diversion, and we, in turn, may have need of his lance. Right then. Now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. We will have need of Metsia's boat again? Not this time. Once Y'shtola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akiali. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host. Shall we? Alright. Oh, this is so exciting. Al-Zadal's legacy. To see the truth of a legend with mine own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault. Hey, we're back. Tsumi's few stragglers remained. Oh my god. Okay.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
Okay.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance.
Oh.
Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater.
Yeah.
Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Say nothing and look meaningfully at Estinian. Maybe send a familiar? Might as well go myself.
And how would you do that? The gate is still too small for any of us to pass through.
Estinian is correct, which is why I've elected to send a familiar in our stead.
Oh.
Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
Maybe a Porksy?
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Is it her... Is it the familiar she had, the Nimia? Is that what it's called? The water familiar she had?
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
Oh boy.
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
Magical girl?
Water, froth and fire!
Y'shtola.
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
I don't want to laugh too loudly, but that was so hilarious.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Oh, she's so embarrassed. Oh, it's a Nixie. I thought it was a Nimia. Oh my god. Oh.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate.
Oh. Oh. Y'shtola. So adorable.
I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
Oh.
In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
He's so shocked.
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nadana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Okay. Breath and foam! Breath and foam!
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know.
No.
Let us begin, shall we?
Breath and foam!
Nixies, into the void.
Oh, I hope it goes well. Water, water, froth and foam! Water, water, froth and foam! Aww. Oh my god, sister, save me! I will never see Y'shtola the same way again! Froth and foam indeed! Froth and foam indeed. I struggle to picture Y'shtola as a little girl. Easier to believe that she sprang fully formed from one of Master Matoya's cauldrons. Cauldrons? Oh my god. It's so good.
I think we've waited long enough.
Okay.
Nixies, return to my side.
Okay. The warding scale worked. Oh.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
What? What? I don't want to die? What?
We're out of time. I must reseal the Void Gate.
Oh, shit.
They're coming through!
In the name of Al-Zidal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Damn, that was too close. Too close.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Damn.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation.
Oh. So the talisman does not work for long, I suppose.
It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
It's very broken.
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Unakalhai? The unusual
Unakalhai.
child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus.
Unakalhai.
The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble. and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. It was Elidibus, as I recall, who rescued Unakalhai's spirit from his final battlefield.
Damn.
But I wonder if there were others whom the emissary saved from oblivion.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Cilia, Ardbert's companion.
Silva,
Yeah, Silva.
the adventurer who traveled with the Warriors of Light. And you say she was another of Elidibus's pawns?
Well, she's called Cilia now, I think. Silva, yeah. Wait, maybe it was the other way around. Forgot.
I see. So Ciela, or rather
Oh.
Silva, was beguiled by the same dreams of heroism as Unakalhai.
Yeah, Celia.
And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way.
Oh man.
But first I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could, if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives?
Oh.
Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
He's so distracted. Distant in his thoughts.
We will see you back in the city then.
Oh. Estinian. Oh man. Yeah. A satrap's duty. Once the data succeeds in replicating the mock Atomus, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had a good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Ahem. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, The warding scale can be effective as protecting the bearer from the other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created it. What do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Garland Eyeworks? An excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let us visit their operation in Ralger's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Nice. Oh, we're already heading there? Okay. Okay. Nemu, what brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually. Assuming he's available? Master Sid? Certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. Hey, Sid. A pleasure as always. Are you have a job for us? Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteon and that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation? It seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface. Much as the void's corruption seeped to narrow through his wounds. In which case, our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate chemical balance. Far safer to dress it in an armor. We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys with high etherical conductivity, so as to not impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear, I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. Ha! The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. Okay. See ya, Sid! I think we can leave the rest to Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nadana is getting on with the mock Atomus. Nope. Varshan! The insatiable curiosity of our alchemists has ever amazed me, though I've largely left them to do their own devices since we opened the gate together. Oh.
Ah, hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Al-Zadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
So excited.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless? Heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched,
Oh.
and so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm.
Oh.
It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence.
Oh.
No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together.
I really want that for them. Oh my god.
But I am satrap now.
Oh.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
It's people.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire?
Oh.
We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
Do what your heart's desire. My god. Be happy. Find your sister.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet,
Now you listen to me, Varshan.
Oh my god.
You are wearing that face, after all.
Yeah.
As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
Oh my god!
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Estinian! Oh, it's
Your
Virid.
Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
Hey, Estinian. Good job. To protect them well, you must take heart. Remember your own words.
Take heart and protect them well.
Yeah.
Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Hey.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Damn, Navdeen. His voice acting is so good. Oh. What? Someone needed to give that boy a good talking to. You don't suppose I'll be reprimanded, do you? I did just yell at the satrap. No, probably not. You're good. You did good, Estinian. Convincing others to follow their hearts is not my forte. I would have gladly let our more philosophical comrades take the lead, had they been there. We were busy. Oh, I will not squander this chance you have given me. I will find Ashdaya. We'll have that Thomas built before you know it. When a project like this comes along, we'll give out our full and undivided attention. Sleep? Blah! Who needs it? Oh, that reminds me. I really should finish that other project I was working on for His Excellency. What other project? You surprised me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Breach reach his conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. Whatever your own answer, then. You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage. In the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Ratatosker's death. I would not wish for such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there's a chance we can spare Vritra that pain, then I will follow you. Oh! An unusual crew we have here. Any other former scions we should call on? Just the four of us. Just the four of us? With things as they are, I'd rather not bother our comrades with aught less than dire threat to the star. It would make for an interesting journey besides. Traveling in a smaller party for a change. Crowds can be a bit draining, don't you think? Now, on to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th had been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. 'Twould be more convenient had we had some manner of base camp near the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Megaduta. Nice. I was put up in a guest room in the palace while I awaited my audience with Vritra. I expect we'll be given the use of something similar. I see. Conducting our expedition out of the Rising Stones would raise us just as many questions as recruiting too many scions. At least here in Radzatan, we might be expected to appear road-weary from our local explorations. And so we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out in the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you have completed arrangements. Nice. As you heard, we will have you settled in Megaduta in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Ajdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. Yeah, take this chance. And find your sister, bro. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nadana. If you've preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now's the time. Oh my god. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, Nemu. But my purpose need not consume you as well. Oh. We are headed to another world. Find what joy you can in the experience. For you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart. Oh, this I know. Oh. Cutscene again? Meanwhile, in the 13th. Ah! Okay. The last cutscene we saw was probably in the 13th. So now we're seeing it again. The Reaper! Oh my god. There's a hand on the face. Oh no. Oh my god.
And thus I am returned.
From the dream.
To be swallowed, bereft of savors.
The 13th, yeah, he was talking about that. Let paths unwalked, adventures spur, pulses quicken, spirits stir. Oh my god. Wow, that was it, huh? So we're actually finding ways to actually enter into the 13th. Albeit in stages, as Y'shtola mentioned, because they gotta take it one step at a time to make sure they do it safely. I'm assuming that'll be the whole prologue process to head for 7.0. At least for now, it's gonna be like, I guess I'm assuming in 6.2 we're actually gonna start going in, at least just like entering it. But I don't think that's gonna be a thing. I don't think that will be a thing. I don't know if it'll be a dungeon and whatnot. I'm assuming around 6.3 there's gonna be some kind of like dungeon and then trial. Hopefully about the 13th as well. I am excited for that. It'll be a long time before we get to that though. I might, there's probably some other side quests that I've yet to do. I'll probably stream them instead of just recording the way I usually do for MSQ. So whenever I get to it, I hope you guys will enjoy watching me play them. Yeah, and with that, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!